Once, on an island far to the west, there was a kingdom. And we are back with the further recap of the Chronicles of Welara campaign. It has been a minute, so forgive me if I am a little off kilter. Also not feeling too great today, which we've already covered. We'll start with another a reintroduction to our characters, since it has been a minute. As again, I will I will introduce characters unless the player would like to do so themselves. Starting with...
No, you're free to go on my head.
Starting with Ashley. Ashley is our resident Oracle of Discord. With, and Bat Pony. And more recently, the Traveler Bard. Let's see. Likes fire. Well, hated fire, then liked fire. It's complicated. Ashley has a complicated relationship with fire.
Which they are more than willing to share with everyone else.
True. After Ashley, we have Aurora, the Pegasus from Equestria. A noble who went on the run, who is, well, on the run seems a little overstatement there. Aurora is our arcanist and studious librarian, wasn't it? For some
Yep.
Okay. For some reason,
Just call him Magic Nerd.
Magic nerd. I mean, I can appreciate a magic nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of magic nerds, next we have Celeste, our other noble on the run, who stole her family's heirloom weapon. She is our paladin and teleportation specialist wizard.
Very surprisingly synergistic combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, shockingly, getting the paladin from here to there where they need to be is pretty good.
Still in the campaign at this point was Julia, our Pegasus ranger, forest guide, and a cleric of love, and later an inquisitor.
Love.
Of love, yes. I mean, it worked somehow. Also, group's mom. And last, we have Guidance and Wander. Wander being the Earth Pony summoner, and Guidance being his Eidolon, the Shadow Cat. See, at this point, Guidance had levels in Rogue. I don't think Wander had any subclass at this point, did he? I think
no, it was entirely. It was all of it went to Guidance at this point.
That's what I was thinking. But, yep. Okay. Last we left off, we had just finished up the last bit of season 3, which was the let's see, getting the children who had been taken by the Griffins. Let's see. Which brings us into the first session of this season, session 52, Foundation Day. Let's see. I believe. All right, this session started at the ship still, I believe, and the group figuring out how to move the children. Okay. All right. The group gathers the children and they leave the cave or the ship, and guiding them through the cave and take them to the Tower of Waychanger, the wizard who had put out the mission to find and save the children. Let's see. Seal from. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Should have reviewed more of this beforehand.
It's okay.
Right. The group found a wax seal, a scroll with a wax seal containing a map that basically had a number of locations that were listed as being targeted by these griffins. It mostly ended up being the villages that had already been hit. Let's see. Reading the summary, the seal on the scroll says that it was a scroll from the Arcanum, which I'm going to need to double check that.
Yeah, I
Yep, it
must
is.
admit I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember that, but I also was not. That was not my focus at the time, I would assume.
Okay. Yep, it was a seal. The seal on the scroll was from the Arcanum. The general consensus from the group was that either someone within the Arcanum was aiding and abetting these pirates, or that someone was trying to frame the Arcanum, which is very much a possibility. All right. Now, as I said, the group gathered up the children and led them back to the Tower of Waychanger, who was going to help the children find new homes or disseminate them amongst the family that was remaining.
To find their way.
Let's see. After that, the group, let's see. Believe the group visits Waychanger for a moment here to report their success. I think they stay overnight again. It's Wander spending more time with Brain Teaser before heading back towards the let's see. Oh, they did get a sorry. They did get an update on Bridalshire, and Bridalshire was in tatters, according to the report. Unlike the that's the summary says that Bridalshire is completely gone. That is not the case.
Mm-hmm. A little exaggeration.
Just a bit. But Julia is still at Bridalshire at this point. Technically, the Griffin Empire and Welara are still under a truce, but there's been no official communication for decades at this point. So the attack by the Griffins, who were clearly in Wellaran Empire, Griffin Empire uniforms, is a matter of deep concern. even if they were apparently aiding pirates. Or even more so, honestly. From here, the group travels back to... Let's see. Call. Right. Tower's full of children right now. Everybody's having fun, apparently.
Is that allowed?
No.
We're just gonna say it.
You got one rickety old man at the top of the tower and one child. And somehow they're going to take care of all these kids. They're going to have to make heavy use of those iron golems. Okay. Shortly thereafter, the group leaves the tower and heads back to Nickerfort to finish up the... Let's see. I believe they finish up the auction here. Buy the book that they were asked to buy from both first edition and final chapter. Let's see. Right. It was Janet actually went to finish the actual buying of the book, as so the group could focus on other things at this point, if I remember right. Which was taken care of off screen. Okay. With that, the group returns to Canterkeep. Let's see. The group returns to Canterkeep to turn in their to do their debriefing on what happened with Waychanger and the Griffins, and they also head over to turn the book in over to Mocha specifically, so that she can pull off her big plan to get the bookshop owners to actually talk to each other again. Let's see.
You know who would be great for this? Julia.
It's true. Oh, nice synopsis. Julia's absence sits in the room like missing furniture. Okay, thanks. Let's see. All right. They return to First Circle Grimoire specifically to be debriefed on Waychanger status, since Waychanger is very clearly in a bad shape. Let's see. Sorry, I should have probably written up a more direct script for this, but it's been bad. It's been bad. Let's see. That report doesn't look like it took too long, and let's see. That is when the group leaves and heads to the shops and turns the book into Mocha Blend, which, well, this triggers a heart song, which the group is quick to leave.
Nope, we're out.
Yeah,
Things
Tash
we
was
are
only
not
gonna
being
use
paid
the
enough for.
thing.
And it is at this point that the group begins to notice that they are being followed.
Again?
Specifically, it seems that Wander is being followed.
Oh. This is that time.
Equals the question mark.
So the group finds that they're being followed. They do turn and confront the robed figure who has been following them. Let's see. The robed figure turns out to be Third Circle Plane Shift. Let's see. Let's see. Even when confronted, Plane Shift approaches the group with an apology, and he admits he's been following Wander since the cafe, because Wander resembles someone's been missing for, let's see, a couple years, it looks like. I don't remember the exact timeline we stapled down, but he's...
A while now.
For a while, at the very least. Even any amount of time without any news whatsoever is bad, so... He says that he resembles his nephew, Ghostlight, who was the son of a member of House Conjurer. And, well, let's see. They bring Plane Shift to the company headquarters, and they sit him down to have a long talk. Still, he asks directly who Wanderlost is and why he looks so much like Ghostlight. Because honestly, he assumed that Wander was Ghostlight. But Wander's lack of reaction to him whatsoever kind of threw him off. Let's see. Wander does eventually answer, explaining that he has amnesia and let's see. Having amnesia ever since he woke up in the ruins with guidance. Plane Shift then moves on to explain who exactly Ghostlight was, aside from being his nephew, how that his sister had gone on an expedition with Ghostlight in tow to a ruin, but that she had not actually said where she was going exactly. The ruin expedition was very hush-hush. It wasn't really meant to be spoken of by anyone in the Arcanum until there was actually results. So, let's see. Eventually, they get guidance to start describing the circumstances of his awakening. And he eventually comes to the knot ponies that were dressed like mages that had been walking around in the temple that he had woken in. And Plane Shift doesn't respond very well to that. especially since the mage dressed ponies were dressed like members of House Conjurer.
I mean, if it helps, neither did Wander or Guidance. They didn't respond very well to that theory. I know.
This is true.
No one liked that.
Let's see. At this point, Planeshift notices Wander's white satchel, which he asks to see. And Wander does hand it over. And inside they find a small green-bound journal that appears to be empty until the inside cover reveals a dedication referencing Ghostlight. In which case it's very clear that Wander is and or was Ghostlight at some point.
Spooky.
Planeshift is more than a little overwhelmed, and Guidance, who has stayed close through all of this, reaches his limits and just bolts from the room.
For reasons at the time which were
Not entirely clear. And that looks like that's how that session ended. Which
Don't worry about it. Increases.
Don't worry about it. Which brings us on to session 54. Drift on the frozen face of time.
Oh joy.
With the report given, with their conversation with Planeshift out of the way, the group returns to the inn in Canterkeep for some well-deserved rest in an actual bed in an actual inn room.
So how'd that work out for them?
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
This group to get a full holiday, so
I'll ask again in about a month.
Before I get too far ahead of myself, I need to double check the start of this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the group stays actually talking with Planeshift for a little while longer before they break back up and then move to get rest at the inn. Okay. The party chooses to rest and return to a familiar lodging, the Waylander Inn. The innkeeper refuses payment, given, well, the last time they had been here, the group had essentially saved all of the unicorns in Canterkeep. So, you know.
Could they not accept our cash? Are we not
Given
good
the
enough for them?
givens.
So the party heads to sleep, settling in. Although Ashley does slip out for a drink.
As they should.
I mean, even though
They could use
eventually,
a cold one.
yeah, eventually everyone falls to sleep, whether or not they were intending to, or regardless of any issues they might have sleeping. When they awaken under a black, starless sky with no roof overhead, standing on an open sea that holds them like solid jelly. Ahead of them is a coastline, clearly the eastern shore of Welara, but all along the coast are tall towers of white and gold, black and silver, smoke pouring off of them, burning buildings, all of them, but it's frozen, crystallized in time like glass. Beyond these towers rises a twisted, tornado-shaped city, spiraling up and out of sight, suffused with a red, smoky glow. far out to sea, an orb, let's see. I don't remember this part. Yeah, I don't remember the orb. I'm not reading that shit. Okay.
Glad to know it won't be important. Won't be on the test.
Let's see. Nothing moves. The fire doesn't flicker. The smoke doesn't drift. The waves don't roll. And the air feels stiff. There's no sound coming from anywhere. No breathing, no sound, no voices. The party speaking sounds muffled. The party clearly notices this is all really fucking wrong. I mean, obviously enough. Let's see.
There was one or two clues.
Their own bodies are... The party themselves look fuzzy. More so than usual. They look out of focus, rather.
I get it.
Like, they can recognize who each one another is, but their forms look very indistinct, blurred on the edges. Guidance too is present, even though he wasn't summoned, and visibly uncomfortable, especially the whole standing on the water situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. For a while, the group argues over what's going on. Aurora thinks it's a dream because of the anything different implies well, let's see. Yeah, no, Aurora thinks it's a dream, or rather, I suppose at this point he hopes it's a dream. Celeste doesn't think the dream explanation holds up. And Wander is deeply discomforted in general. Nearby is a silver ship, a small yacht or pleasure craft that's floating at the very top of the water, like it's barely making a dent in the water, how light it is. And on the ship are 3 ponies. 3 identical ponies, save that one is a unicorn, one is a Pegasus, and one's an earth pony. And they're clearly in the middle of a fight. The earth pony strangling the unicorn while the Pegasus is driving a jagged silver shard into the earth pony's back. They're motionless, completely motionless, but completely crisp. There's no blur about them. And despite being adults, none of them have their marks. The ship itself is also damaged. The shard that was being used as a makeshift weapon was clearly torn from it. Food and overturned tables suggest that it was very sudden, whatever happened here. The party tries touching and tries moving the ponies. They aren't sure what to do, but nothing moves anything, even the slightest amount. And they get no reaction from the frozen figures either. Let's see. Guidance freaks out and starts yelling at the sky, trying to be heard by something.
He's had a long day.
It's true.
He's had a long life. No, he's had a short life, but that's not the point.
Let's see. There's notably no echo when he screams. Even though it clearly feels as if there should be an echo. Aurora tests a lifeline, seeing if spells work, and decides to cast a, let's see.
No direction.
Let's see. It doesn't really say what he casts, but he casts something. Yeah. I was saying it doesn't really say what he casts.
Well, it notes that it figures out that the coast is to the west, the moon, and back to the north.
Yeah.
So it looks like a no direction sort of.
Let's see. Did I? You know what? I probably should double check. I am going to double check something. You know what? Okay, the orb was there. I had to double check. So, in addition to the moon hanging high and full in the sky, there's another moon, or something that looks like the moon, crashing into the sea behind the coast, or far beyond the island. The waves being thrown up, but they're also stagnant. The let's see. So Celeste feels a. Okay, this is all messed up, the order they put it in. All right. So Celeste decides to detect evil and feels a deep, crushing pressure under her horn and behind her eyes in response.
I detected evil. You got detected by evil.
What's that?
The good old, I'd like to detect evil. Well, I mean, yes.
The capital Y, even.
So there is a second moon in the sky. That was something the group noticed when they came in. As Celeste detects evil, her attention is drawn towards the second moon that is in the sky. And as they watch, the surface of the moon itself, turns. And turns around completely to reveal a large red eye.
That's no moon, and it certainly isn't a space station.
It's true.
Is it the gems?
Also, no.
I'm out of ideas then.
The moment that the eye sees them, 6 shapes drop from the moon, from the sky, in the direction of the moon, held aloft on chains. Though the figures, all ponies, appear to be asleep and peacefully resting as they're suspended on the chains. Kinda, but more like the moon itself is just the entire eyeball. No eyelids. But the sleeping ponies draw their weapons, still clearly asleep, and engage the group in combat. One of them is wielding a rapier, one is wielding a bow, another with sickles. Let's see. And at least one of them seems like they were a martial artist. I can't remember who else was there. Let's see. The fight actually doesn't take all that long, and the dreaming ponies are, when they are dropped rather than falling to the ground or falling limp, they rocket back into the sky. Let's see. Before the final dreamer is removed, the group hears something in the distance. A deep howling. As if...
Friends.
a deep howling, as if hounds have been released.
Thanks, Celeste.
I didn't. What?
It pierces the entirety of the dreamscape. And it is at this point that the ground begins to, or rather that the sea the group has been standing on begins to become less solid.
Remember what it was.
Yeah. The smoke in the air begins to slowly shift, as if the scene is waking back up. At the sound of the unnatural howl, the moon blinks out of existence, dragging along with it the dreamers that it had had on chains.
But when the big creepy moon nopes out, you know you're in trouble.
These are now your problem.
The group doesn't have any time to get ready as a strange creature, strange hairless creature steps into existence. It wasn't there before, and now it is. Looking like a large, grotesquely shaped hound. Or rather, someone's attempt to make something that was a hound that did not know at all what a hound looks like.
Puppy.
Quick question.
Hmm?
Are you supposed to be showing us things?
I was actually pulling up a picture just a moment as you asked.
Oh, no, you're not streaming.
But you're not streaming to Discord.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I meant. It's like, are you supposed to be showing us things? I hear
one
you
second.
clicking on
And it's
stuff,
been
and I'm
showing
like,
stuff.
No, I haven't seen the reason. So the main reason for that, I hadn't actually tried to show anything specifically yet, so it didn't occur to me.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and share that now. Okay.
Yay.
Hey.
Visuals.
Just in time to view that which should not be viewed.
I enjoy
Everyone
that.
open up the pictures so that we can see things that cannot be unseen.
Where's the tokens? Oh. There we are.
Art.
I have concerns about this creature.
Correct.
Dog. We got that.
Oh,
Yep,
that's right.
Definitely designed by someone who had read about dogs.
Was it? Was it really?
Let's see. As
The
the
book had no pictures.
let's see. I do.
Someone who'd read about dogs and only ever seen lizards.
No, not a lizard. There's no scales there.
That was more like the shape of the mouth.
Let's see. Okay, that's the end of the dreamer fight.
There's something Simpsons Futurama-esque about the face that I can't unsee.
Let's see.
There's something about it that I can't unsee.
Mm-hmm. Which is impressive because you never saw it in the first place.
Right?
But that's time shenanigans for you.
A great thing, as if someone who had no idea what a dog was had attempted to cobble one together from raw pink flesh. Walks in from nowhere. Literally nowhere. It was not there before. Its flesh is melted, bloated, straining against its pink skin. In the center of its head, a single yellow gleaming eye, sitting atop a great slavering mouth that stretches impossibly wide. And that was actually the end of that session when it showed up. Which
Damn
brings us
cliffhangers.
to session 55, The Hounds of Tindalos.
I'm not a fan of the Hounds of Tindalos.
Few people
Are they a
are.
fan of you?
No.
Oh, they are super not our fans, as you will find out.
Let's see. At the start of the next session, the battle immediately continues with this massive faux dog creature. As the fight goes, the world continues to begin to move on. Let's see. The ground becomes increasingly less stable. This is honestly the most important part, because as the group is moving on, or moving into the fight, their footing becomes difficult. The terrain becomes hard to move in. Let's see. Sorry for delays here.
All good.
All right, I forgot
You are
Guy.
forgiven.
I forgot Guy was with the group.
Guy was not getting paid enough for this.
No.
What, are any of us?
I was gonna say.
No, but like,
You're getting paid? What?
Yeah, no, but Guy is very specifically.
Let's see. The hound shows its ability to blink in and out of existence, seemingly at will, to move around the battlefield. They do manage to, it looks like, bring down this one hound. But as they do so, more howls erupt in the distance. A
I
lot.
took out guidance before they did.
Yeah. Guidance was taken out. And Wander summons Guidance as a water elemental, which Guidance was not a fan of.
Oh no.
Not appreciated.
Circumstances, I feel like Wander could be forgiven.
Let's see. The water has almost entirely begun to stop holding the group at all. So, struggling, the group makes it to the silver boat to see that the three ponies on the boat are no longer frozen and now violently fighting each other. Let's see. Then the loudest sound any of them has ever heard tears across the sky. The crashing moon finally connects with the sea, completing its frozen catastrophe. Okay, I gotta stop reading the way this wrote it. The moon fell, and the sound is horrific and deafening. Let's see. And at that very moment, a golden halo, or a golden hole, punches itself into the sky in front of the air in front of Guy. And Janet reaches through and grabs Guy and pulls him in. The rest of the group follows suit as quickly as they can. And afterwards, Plane Shift, who is there, turns and closes the portal immediately.
For a minute there, I heard that as, and also Plane Shift is there.
And also Plane Shift is there. Although Plane Shift specifically seems to have been the one to locate and retrieve them.
Yeah, he was kind of important for that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guidance didn't make it through.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Guidance didn't make it through the portal, or rather, when he went through the portal, he didn't come out the other side. Which
You left him there.
I'm not sure if that was actually noticed at that point. But the group is shocked.
Doing great.
Doing great. Not quite so shocked as when they find out that they had been missing. They had been missing for an entire month. It is June now, and it was May. It was May 10th when they went to sleep, and it was June 10th when they got back through this portal.
It only seemed like yesterday.
Seemed like yesterday.
Worst holiday trip ever.
Which brings us to session 56. Sisters Reunite.
Oh, hey. Also, a pretty good moment. But, maybe... definitely feels like we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, the group absolutely talked about it quite a bit.
Also, noted in the logs is the fact that, Wanda cast haste in front of the Hounds of Tinderloss, which I'm sure they were thrilled about.
Yeah, no. Let's see.
Time magic's fine, actually.
It's
Well,
Depends what edition you're in.
so
Haste is kind
if
of...
we're playing second edition, Wanda would be like the age of everyone else by now, so...
it's true. Okay, I do have to be right back real quick.
By all means.
Try not to be long. One moment. The recording is still going, by the way, just so you're aware.
Noted.
Yes, he'll be able to check out conspiring behind his back afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Code names and words only. Passphrases. Nothing in plain speak.
I mean, I can just switch to another language, but then no one else can understand me.
Plane Shift and Jenna confirm the core facts as best they can. This was not a normal dream.
Lagas.
What?
Truly.
What a surprise. I'm so surprised. Look at how
This
surprising.
is actually what dreams are supposed to be like. What we have on a day-to-day basis is just, the watered-down, crappy version.
A walk in the park, you know.
Now, chess.
It calls to you.
Will you answer the call?
No.
No. You just said, not now.
We are not at home to miss the chess.
And I'm back.
Well,
Welcome back.
Okay. On session 56. Okay. Party reawakens in Cantor Keep with the truth that they feel like they crawled out of drowning. They're covered in sea spray. But for them, it was only a single, day. It's hard to say exactly how long they feel like they were in that place. But for everyone else, an entire month has passed. Janet and Plane Shift confirm that they clearly were not in a dream. They were not asleep. Whatever happened, they were pulled out of step with reality, into time. It was less like an intentional grabbing of the party, and more like they were dragged, like they were caught in the orbit of something massive and just dragged through with it. Stranger in House Necromancer robes stands at the door, introducing themselves as Nightcall. Okay, this synopsis insists on saying pretty much everyone is telling it's been a month. So I guess they must have been told quite a few times. To be fair, I'm not
just to be sure, it's been 3 months. But
Yeah.
True. Let's see. Celeste had apparently been supposed to see her sister about a month ago. So she needs to go. Oh, damn, excuse me.
Yeah.
But although without warning, as Celeste heads to leave, Nightcall comes over and, after checking Celeste's condition, pulls her into a tight hug. And
Stranger danger!
it's then when the necromancer pulls off their hood to reveal its loon. Celeste's sister. Oh,
stranger danger.
that's concerning.
It's so much worse.
There is no stranger, but that does not necessarily mean there is no
Negate.
danger. That's a great question.
True. Celeste's sister, Loon.
There she is.
Plane Shift doesn't have specific art. I believe I just used the generic house conjure token for him.
NPC life.
Suppose I should put the art for Janet up, because she was here with the group still.
You're saving air parts.
It is what she does. Okay. I like the synopsis insists on it saying that Celeste's tall sister, Unicorn. Or tall unicorn
Thanks for
sister.
that. That was unnecessary.
They had to make sure.
Let's see. Loon used a disguise, she explains, because she knew that Celeste currently was in hiding and didn't want to attention from anyone for their meeting.
It's very nice of her.
Although we find out later that it probably wasn't strictly necessary. But not for good reasons. Let's see, plane shift. Okay. After the explanation was given about what they had encountered, the hounds especially, plane shift begins to panic, kicking the door open and staggering into the hallway, yelling that the hounds might follow.
You thought you escaped? You thought.
I think for some reason the party insisted on thinking the hounds wouldn't attack the inn, or they wouldn't care about the city. But Plane Shift insists that the pursuit is tied to the party specifically, their time traveling, or their time disruption rather, and they don't care at all about anything else that might be in the way.
We didn't do any of that.
You've been time traveling. We were being time abducted. Thanks.
It's like, excuse you, this was not consensual.
And yet, traveled time. Sucks to suck.
See.
You want us to go back? We'll go back.
I don't... What if he called your bluff on saying you'll go back?
Like, go back a month to where we
Oh.
started.
Yeah,
not
go back to the time we belong in a month ago.
I'm not sure that would have stopped the hounds from coming.
Oh, it absolutely would not have.
But at least we wouldn't be temporally displaced.
You get used to it.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Wanna.
For,
Like,
for a little bit of context, the Hounds of Tindalos are a creature from the Lovecraft mythos.
Yeah.
And they are a creature that specifically targets and hunts those who, go through time. Accidentally
Big
or
on-
not.
Big on corners and doorways.
Yeah, they are known for appearing out of corners.
This is not the first D&D game where I have been specifically hunted by them.
Honestly,
The Twilight
Just
Zone.
keeps happening.
I kind of would have been surprised if it were your first.
It was my first.
It was for me.
Actually.
Something. I have 2 nickels, which is.
I
not
think I
much,
have
but-
vaguely heard the story where, the passage of the story that the Hounds of Tindalos were mentioned, but I had never, fought them.
Fair. Let's see. All right. The party gets out of the inn just in time for a huge snout to shove its way through the door frame behind them, trying to claw at them. Or the room, I think. Specifically the room, not the door of the whole inn. Aurora throws up a barrier and the group books it.
He bravely ran away.
I mean,
Tactical retreats.
yeah, there you go. Outside, everyone in the street is just weirded out by the group of adventurers that just ran out of the inn, completely soaked. And out the rooftop, more hounds begin to appear in thin air. All of them, their eyes locked on the party. Everyone runs, because, of course, you fucking run.
That's what you do when these things exist in your vicinity.
It's true.
I'm afraid the odds were alarmingly overwhelming.
It's true. As they're running, let's see. Right. As they're running, the group starts throwing down summoning fog to hide their tracks as much as they can. Ashley Yeah. Ashley is specifically is throwing down fog banks. The group
For the
runs.
one time I can use that.
The group makes it to the headquarters for Dawn Company and rush inside. Plane Shift and Loon still dressed as Nightcall at this point. Basically collapse from the running because, well,
Wizard.
yeah. The receptionist, Prim Proper, not to be confused with the other Prim Proper. Again, 2 nickels. Bars the entrance, and the group sits it out waiting. But it seems that they did escape tracking with the fogs and with the and the weaving through these corridors of the streets. They are warned, however, this is temporary. The hounds have their scent, and they will find them. So it is here that the group takes a break to check their mail.
Priorities.
Don't you stop check your mail when you're being hunted by the hounds of doom?
To be fair, at this point, they don't have much choice but to distract themselves for a bit. Let's see.
And I believe guidance has still been not around for this entire period.
Yeah, guidance hasn't... Well, to be fair, Wandered hasn't had time to summon him back. So... Ooh. That's the main thing for that. But Ashley specifically opens mail that he received. One second. I've got some really nasty heartburn going on right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Deeply unpleasant.
Sorry to hear.
You know, hot girl tummy troubles. So it was Ashley specifically that received a letter. Ashley doesn't actually know when or how they received this letter. But they reveal they got a letter asking for them to immediately return home. Ashley is very...
So when you're summoned, you answers.
Ashley, let's see. I don't think Ashley explains exactly right at this moment why the sudden urge or the sudden immediate call to return home. But yeah. In fact, the concern is so deep that Celeste finds her crying on the roof. Him. The
And that
synopsis.
wasn't revealed yet.
It's true. The synopsis is still insists that Ashley is a girl at this point. So
Well, you all thought the same. So.
As it should.
yeah, inside the HQ, they've figured that it is in fact safe for the time being, but regardless, the group is mostly sticking around the HQ. Janet explains a bit of the force she felt opening the portal as being entirely malevolent, even if it wasn't acting with careful purpose. Plane Shift describes the hounds that are hounding the group, explaining that they hunt those who are linked in any way with time disruption, whether it's intentional or not, and can persist, well, basically forever. Aurora has everyone write down or get details from everyone to investigate the entire issue, as many details as they can. This is when Loon introduces herself formally as Celeste's sister, tossing aside the night call disguise. Let's see. Ashley teases that they're going to marry Celeste in front of Loon.
What tease are you speaking of? It was revealed to me in a dream.
Uh-oh. Which one? This might be important. Which dream? Let's see.
Yes.
At this point, for a while, the group just banters. Specifically, Celeste, Ashley, and Loon banter for a while. And then Ashley slips away to take care of some things. And the rest of the night passes without any new pursuits. Sleeping in the
I split the party.
Sleeping in the headquarters, specifically. Ashley returns in the morning looking really fucking rough, apparently. And Plane Shift proposes that they stay out of sight for a little while, maybe even a few days, while they research material from the librarium. Why does it say librarium? Let's see. But before, for the future, Ashley suggests that the group go visit Julia. And the synopsis, once more, suggests that Julia's absence is like a room with missing furniture. Thank you, Synopsis. I don't understand why this is the thing for Julia.
Julia in the chair. Apparently.
Oh,
The question is, which missing furniture? Table, couch, or rug?
hopefully not rug.
With how Bill
yeah.
rescued it, he was probably the bed.
That session apparently ends with Celeste finding a very well-drawn sketch of herself in a fancy wedding dress pinned at her bed. You can probably guess who did that.
Someone does come to mind.
And that's the end of that session, which brings us to session 57, Temporal Cram Session. And it is here that Plane Shift suggests that the group, in the coming days, go to the librarium to research. No, goes to librarium under invisibility to research the Hounds of Tindalos or banishment or anything that they might be able to do about the situation they're in. Let's see. Ashley immediately jumps on the idea of disguising Celeste at Celeste's mention of not wanting to be seen around the city. Or at the librarium, rather.
Makeover time.
Celeste is put into a new right. Ashley disguises Celeste as Ashley's little sister, giving Celeste Ashley's color palette. And Lune adds a spell that further reduces Celeste's size.
Just really, really rub it in there.
Look, you gotta sell the little sister at angle. Result is a disguised Celeste who reads as a much smaller younger sister, complete with a higher filly-ish edge to her voice. Celeste does not immediately notice. She grinds her teeth but accepts the utility. And if I remember right, Celeste, in fact, leans into this pretty heavy.
If I must.
Sure. The invisibility ready and the skies set, the group travels to the librarium, where they meet Chief Librarian Erudite. He's a speckled Pegasus and a member of, well, not a member of House Necromancer, because you can't be, but affiliated with House Necromancer. The librarium, the Arcanum only accepts unicorns into the ranks. The librarium was established as a sister organization to the Arcanum, where family members of the Arcanum could join, and eventually also grew into a public library resource. So, being a member of the librarium, you are also affiliated with a specific house as well. In this case, Erudite is affiliated with House Necromancer. Let's see. Aurora pulls up immediately, assuming that the librarian is racist. For Erudite to immediately shut him down for assuming that. Because the librarian is for everyone.
For every pony. No, everyone.
As long as you have a horn.
Let's see. The group splits up to research different things. Aurora focuses on researching the Hounds of Tindalos directly. Celeste works on banishment and wards. Working, or rather, taking Wander to act as her assistant, despite claiming he can't read, working with Wander, who, despite not being able to read, displays a lot of a strong grasp of planar logic. Plane shift.
Guess who's been putting points into knowledge planes every single level?
As you should. Summoner who doesn't put points in knowledge planes. I don't know. Actually, now I kind of want to play a character who has no. Okay. Plane shift searches for anti-detection and concealment magics. Guy tries to find specialized traps and snares for supernatural predators. And Ashley digs into personal areas of interest, draconic lore, physiology, massage and pressure point references, broader myths about outsiders, time effects, or infamous historical pranksters to the party's current nightmare. Interesting way to phrase that.
Angle there. To hint.
Let's see.
No one caught it.
Aurora finds that most victims of the Hounds of Tindalos either die directly in front of others to them, or just entirely vanish. Wander surprises Celeste by understanding a lot of the key concepts of planar academics than Celeste actively is aware of.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
Imagine going to school for learning all of these concepts about conjuration, and then this kid is just like, "Oh, I know all that." The fuck you mean? I know all that.
See, what's even worse? Imagine like, you see Wanda just scribbling off in the corner, and he's doing one of his maps again, and then like, what's he working on there, Wanda? And he just shows like this perfect diagram of multi-level summoning circle.
Let's see. The Hounds track the party through a method that's used to leave and re-enter their proper time. The Hounds are essentially smelling their temporal signature.
Can they not?
Can they get
something stinky.
temporal deodorant?
Stinky.
Why would you say something so controversial and yet so brave?
He's the one who's recording this, so it's
let's see. again, it goes over how since they travel through time, they're basically marked. Breaking contact helped temporarily, but the hounds remain in the region and can resume pressure if the party gives any kind of purchase. Aurora figures out the hounds are evil outsiders, which, I mean, important to know, but especially important for Celeste to know.
So interesting question. Why is evil so keen on making sure no one travels through time, huh? Like, you'd think something
It's
that's
their domain. Their ding.
could be more of a lawful thing, but
I mean, they're lawful evil outsiders.
Mm.
Look, they have lawful purchase to hunt down, torture, and tear apart invaders. So,
They enjoy their job.
yeah. Or hate their job. It's unclear with lawful evil outsiders sometimes.
Fair enough.
Let's see. Spells like protection from evil can disrupt their ability to smell the party cleanly. Won't end the hunt itself, but it can buy some breathing room. Plane Shift, frustrated by the slower progress, manages to, let's see, comes across non-detection, a more durable concealment approach, but it's very expensive and beyond his casual spellcasting ability. Guy lands, let's see, comes on the suggestion of if the prevention doesn't work, they can try to make the fight unfair by sorry, one sec. By setting up a area to fight or to get the proper materials to disrupt the hounds, like cold iron or metals that are resistant to rust, which are traditionally good against hounds of Tindalos, especially. Midday rolls around and Loon is absent, apparently. Celeste notices quickly and reacts with the assumption that her absence is not benign. So she organizes
My little sister. Sorry, go ahead.
She organizes a search party with Ashley and Guy to look through the halls, side rooms, and small study coves. They find no Loon, but they do find Loon's hat tucked away with a note. Let's see. Loon stepped away to keep them from stumbling into Celeste's. Let's see. Keep her from stumbling into Celeste and promises to meet everyone back at the headquarters. So it was.
Now that we've met Celeste's parents, like,
Yeah.
Well, the parents aren't the issue as much.
My parents aren't actively trying to harm me.
It's true.
there's a grandma for that.
Yay. We'll get there, friends. We'll get there.
Let's see. Party returns that night to the headquarters. They're greeted by Janet at the door with dinner, and Loon arrives soon thereafter. Party takes a moment to decompress and eat, discuss their strategies or what they plan to do, and just try to take their minds off it for just a moment, since they spent all day with their minds actively on it. Let's see. Loon suggests asking for help. Specifically, she suggests asking First Circle Grimoire for help. Let's see.
What cost? Politics.
It's also suggested, or it's recommended. I don't know who recommended exactly, but they suggest luring the pounds away from the city itself into a place that they have prepared ahead of time. Let's see. They decide to follow through with this. Let's see, on the 23rd.
And in order to attract them to it, we plan a modest time jump.
Apparently. Let's see. And with that,
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining Hounds of Tindalos being attracted to training montages.
You stop
You
that.
overuse the training mustache.
so I'm picturing a training montage that starts normally, but as it's progressing in the background, you see a shape.
In the corners.
Yep, in the corners, you see a shape which slowly, over the course of the training montage, getting more defined.
That was happening in Too Many Cooks.
Yes. Yes, it was. I was thinking of Too Many Cooks, to be fair.
My God.
It's been a minute. Okay.
It sure has.
I haven't watched that in ages.
Same. So the party has set the date to attempt this as the 23rd. I believe it was the day after, or maybe 2 days after the visit to the librarian, which incidentally makes it fall on the holiday banishment day, or banishing day rather.
That seems, yes, I remember there was a distinct, like, well, that sounds like something we can borrow the power of.
Fortuitous.
And it was like 2 weeks. We set up for like 2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks?
We came back in at the
Yeah.
10th.
I don't remember if it was actually 2 weeks or if it was just that the time scale given was messed up. Either way, the group decided on doing it on Banishment Day. Which brings us to session 58, Hound Hunting. One moment. So it is Banishment Day, and the group has gathered in a field well outside of Canterkeep, a field that they have set up ahead of time. They've placed in this field 3 pillars that they have, that is on loan from the Arcanum, which are prepared for, well, prepared to disrupt the hounds. Let's see. Dawn Company has also sent archers positioned at a safe distance away to, in addition, rain arrows down on the area. Because the hounds are fucking huge.
We have allies.
It's true. As the party takes position, the air tightens in a oddly familiar way, and howling begins to emit through the area. Let's see. As they hear it, Wander triggers the first lure. And the first hound manifests abruptly, disoriented for only a heartbeat before its instinct before its instincts catch up. I do not like how this synopsis was written.
That's ChatGPT.
Yeah. I mean, it's doing what it was made for. Let's see. In this, the group opens up essentially a ambush. More hounds begin to tear through the veil of time as the fight continues.
The hunter has become a hunted.
Let's see. They are in fact trying to break the party, and it doesn't work. Protection magic helps protect the party in this, and Guy just goes in swinging with his axe. The synopsis decides to bold the term wrecking force for Guy, which is at least appropriate. Because goddamn.
It's not wrong.
See, the hounds blink around the battlefield, attempt to bite Celest. Specifically Celest at this point, who takes advantage by smiting them because they came into range.
Thank you. Go away now.
See, the Dawn Company archers are firing their arrows pretty much the entire fight in volleys, and one by one the hounds fall. When the first hound's destroyed, the anchor circle reacts, and its runes flare a brilliant red. And unlike the prior encounters with the hounds, the body does not vanish. And instead, the corpse falls unnaturally still beyond the flow of time.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I mean, you don't, but the hounds do.
Can you use them on statues now?
I mean, they could. Let's see. As each of the hounds is felled, another rune flares to life. And in the end, the hounds are completely arrested into a motionless heap. Celeste attempts to stab one of the downed hounds and finds that even pushing on the blade, there's absolutely no give. Cannot stab it, cannot move it in any fashion.
You broke it.
Let's see. Ashley takes this moment to start healing because it was a rough fight. Let's see. And the Arcanum seals the area to study the hounds and, well, I mean, this is a pretty good research opportunity for them, so you know. And it's also at this point.
Dog in the mouth.
What's that?
Don't look a gift dog in the mouth. Or in this case, do, but take copious notes.
And I believe it is at this point the party also realizes that this is a holiday, and both the Arcanum and Dawn Company has sent a lot of people to do work for them on a holiday, so they feel kind of bad about that.
It was a worthy cause. I
They
didn't
keep
die.
you alive.
I mean, yeah. Let's see.
Look, according to my best estimation, Dawnstar likes us, so...
Your best estimation? To be fair, Dawnstar...
We don't trust anything that comes out of your mouth, mate.
Damn.
To be fair, Dawnstar did literally show up in court to act as your personal lawyer. So there might be some truth.
It's pretty solid evidence.
They might have some screws loose.
Maybe.
Let's see. With that taken care of, the group can finally relax. And so they go to the Banishing Day Fair, which is our next session, 59.
Get drunk. Yay.
Okay, the Banishing Day Fair. With the area secured and the Arcanum sealing the area off, the group heads back to Canterkeep to attend the sprawling Banishing Day Fair fairground. Goes to the fairground to attend the fair. Smoke from food carts fills the air. Music is everywhere. Effigies burn in the remembrance of the war with Sombra. Specifically, effigies of Sombra, of course. And the group, well, splits up to just enjoy themselves at the fair.
We can do that?
Well,
You can
read on.
Planeshift specifically would like to take Wander to the fair to spend time with him. Wander's not too keen on the idea, but he doesn't really resist either. He walks with the groups, eyes half-lidded, leaning close to whoever's on Don't Let Wander Wander duty. He's a little overwhelmed by the sensory overload, but doesn't seem to, actually be enjoying himself. With everything that's happened, he feels unsafe.
Can't imagine why.
The fair is pretty big deal. There are strength tests, axe throwing contests, magic contests and demonstrations, eating challenges, cider stands, food. There's food everywhere. Wander's attention catches on a watermelon booth being run by an older pony named Melonrind.
Oh no.
Did you forget about Melonrind?
I forgot that this was run by Marilyn Ryan.
Marilyn?
Close enough. Okay. Melon Rind. It's an elderly pony named Melon Rind. Melon Rind has a deep rural country accent. And specifically, a deep rural country accent from Equestria. That that is recognized by Aurora. Although not like a modern deep rural country accent in Equestria.
Mm-hmm.
Seems
Archaic.
yes. He offers he is running a watermelon eating contest followed by a seed spitting contest for range. And something about that perks Wander's interest. He introduced himself and, well, obviously, Wander introducing himself.
Hi, I'm Wander.
And seeing that the party feels a lot better about Wander in this moment, as Wander has fallen directly back into his greeting everyone happily phase. At this point, Celeste breaks away to get some festival clothes. Let's see. Still wearing Calamore at this point. Openly, apparently.
Huh.
It is her favorite accessory.
That
It
is
goes
true.
with everything.
This is true too.
It also goes through everything if you try hard enough.
Loon arrives, or Loon is with Celeste during this, and comes back with a similar attire, but with a carnival mask, parasol, and carnival mask and a parasol held in her telekinesis. Let's see. And going back to Wander, let's see, Aurora joins Wander, and surprisingly wins the watermelon eating contest, which I'm pretty sure no one expected to happen.
Especially Aurora.
And then performs extremely well at the seed spitting contest, matching Melon Rind even. Wander, meanwhile, runs into a problem. He's eaten all of his ammunition.
Womp womp.
So the seed contest ends for him before he can even begin it.
No one told me the rules.
Melon Rind pats Wander's head and praises his effort and invites him back for a rematch another day. Let's see. Celeste heads over to a telekinetic strength contest, eager to prove that size and power aren't the same thing. Thank you, Synopsis.
Keeps fucking taking these little jabs at me.
Yeah, the little jabs.
Little jab, you say.
All right, y'all. Square up. Let's fucking go.
The best guy.
Come on, bring it.
Yeah, we already know how that fight goes. You let me win.
I did let you win. And then your freaking grandma pissed me off.
I don't think anybody was particularly pleased with her.
No,
I would be
No, we're
very
not.
deeply concerned if they were. You should watch your back if anyone was. Celeste moves to the telekinetic strength contest. It's good. Pavilion presenter stacks heavy iron ingots with casual ease, and the competitors step forward in rounds. Celeste performs very strongly, but Loon pushes even harder until her horn spasms and her control slips, leaving her temporarily wobbling and embarrassed. The crowd still gives Loon points for performance. Let's see. Forgot about this part. The crowd still gives Loon points for early performance, and she claims the win with infuriating smugness, immediately turning it into a patronizing speech about Celeste growing up someday.
Yeah.
sisters.
Celeste retaliates the only way she can. She lifts Loon with her telekinesis, lifting Ashley too, and turning the entire moment to a petty public spectacle that draws oohs and ahs from the nearby Arcanum onlookers. Bonus, since Loon shorted out her magic, she couldn't do anything about it.
Ha.
Sibling revenge.
Got to one up each other.
Let's see. Next, the older ponies in the group go to the booze stall. Let's see. Which happens to be...
To be fair, we needed it.
After the couple of weeks this party's had, yeah. The stall is actually run by Ambrosia and Lime Spritzer. And this is the first time the group has actually had a real chat with Lime Spritzer. So let me go ahead and pull her up. Okay.
I've been looking for one picture the whole time and I can't fucking find it. I know I have it saved.
What's that?
I'm looking for a certain picture and I can't find it.
Oh, I hate that. And I suppose I should put Ambrosia up here too. Let's see. They're clearly delighted to watch the heroes of the recent chaos embarrass themselves in a completely different way. Celeste, despite insisting that she doesn't normally drink, commits with the competitive zeal and discovers that the hard cider hits harder than Pride Concussion. Yeah, nice writing there. Guy drinks like a griffin. I think that's all I need to say about that. Janet joins in and quickly turns into a giggly, snack-stealing menace. It's at this point, Gold Ray arrives in the middle of the event.
Oh boy.
Booming a loud greeting, and immediately throws himself into the contest.
No one really noticed. No one really noticed when Gold Ray showed up. He was very subtle about it.
He dives immediately into the contest, only to crash out immediately, and gets a hold away before his volume can shake the mugs off the table.
Lightweight.
Ashley outlasts everyone in the contest.
No. Right there.
What's that?
No big surprise there. But that's the picture that I was looking for. I can find it. It's gonna pop out at some time, but I don't need it. I hate this.
Probably. I hate looking for older pictures when I know what I'm looking for, but don't remember where I put it. Let's see. The prize was small, a small mug-shaped medal, but Ashley wears it like a crown the rest of the day.
As he should.
Finally, my crown.
The fallout is immediate. Celeste slurs, wobbles, and gets physically removed by Loon like an annoying older sister dragging a nuisance out of trouble.
Oh, finally, I found it. At least I've skimmed over it 4 times. Fucking hell.
I am escorted from the building.
Hey, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and grab that and throw it up. Oh, there we go.
Where's sword?
Sword.
Where's sword?
Where's sword? Let's see. At some point in the confusion, Guy pulls out an anvil, as if it has been waiting in a pocket dimension, and then proceeds to treat it as a perfectly reasonable pillow. Sight's so unreal that Celeste begins questioning whether she's hallucinating. As the group tries to regroup, a sharper problem surfaces. Wander's missing. For the day's silliness, the mood snaps tight, and Wander has been fragile, quiet, easily overwhelmed. The idea of him alone in a crowd lands pretty hard. Aurora admits he hasn't had time to craft tracking charms yet, and Loon refuses the idea of splitting up while everyone is drunk. Return to Ambrosia and Lime Spritzer first, asking if either saw where Wander went. Let's see. Lime remembers Wander heading towards concessions not that long ago. Before the party can organize, Guy, impatient, taller than the crowd, and surprisingly perceptive even while intoxicated, spots Wander without much trouble. He hadn't gone far, and he was standing apart near a busy cart, selling scraps of carnival food and a small piece of paper. Looking green around the muzzle in a way that signals one thing. Wander empties his lunch in a messy rainbow of festival regret. And
I think that one was actually my line. That's not. I can't blame ChatGPT for that one.
it's a good one. Fair. The crowd recoils in horror until Guy shouts them back with sheer intimidation. Aurora declares war on the mess with repeated prestidigitation, cleaning the ground and restoring enough dignity to keep the situation from turning into a public incident. Ashley guides Wander back to the stall for water. Talking him through the concept of mixing too many foods too quickly makes the stomach revolt. Let's see. Wander, listening, asks questions and tries to drink water the same way he watched Guy drink earlier. He chokes on it and spits water onto Ashley. What's that?
We're out here like, oh no, he's got a gold ray. Nope, it's just sick.
Let's see. He says something important.
Didn't Wander also had some alcohol at that point?
Sure, he tried.
Because sure he took some.
Yeah, I think he did.
I could be wrong.
Or at least he tried to.
I don't remember if he actually got away with it. I don't think he did.
I don't
but
think you did.
yeah, because Lime was
Lime was very much on the ball.
yeah. I think Lime gave him like
No.
I think Lime gave him like fruit juice or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And I seem to remember Lime was entertaining him with puns. If I remember right. As the line
which
does.
sort of seems like the sort of thing that like Wanda would like laugh at because it's clearly supposed to be a joke, and then he's like, I don't get it.
That's a shame. Lion keeps a book of puns.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah. I remember that being a thing, that she would like have pun competitions and keep a book of puns for those and take them down from other people if she liked them.
Yes.
Let's see. And for a little context, this was Wander trying to actually appreciate food. It was like his first actual time trying to appreciate food.
Well, it seemed like that, but it actually was more that just he. I'm trying to remember back to this thing because obviously it's years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that I might not have realized that it was like 2 weeks since the thing through time. Wanda was feeling a little bit weirdly disconnected from reality. I'm not sure whether it's something that happened during the fight with the Tindalos or before that or after that, whatever. And he wanted reality. Like, even though he still wasn't appreciating food as food, there is nothing quite as real as carnival food. Like, that is as down to earth.
Gotcha. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Whether or not it's real food, no one can say that that's not like.
It's a grounding experience.
You're in, yeah. And it was him trying to find something to anchor himself back to reality after everything else that had happened. And yeah, he still wasn't quite getting the concept of food amazingly well. And obviously, as noted,
Yeah.
did a little bit more.
Overdid it just a bit.
But again, well, once more, like, there is nothing quite like getting violently ill that says, yeah, you and your body are things that exist in this reality, no matter your opinion on that subject.
True. Let's see. See, the day was not that fun in the moment for Wander, but it felt real, which is more they could ask for, really. Night settles. The group who gets their drunks moving in roughly the right direction, and return to the Waylander Inn. Takes longer than it should because every step requires herding. Loon escorts them and pays the hotel fees and the casual authority of a pony who expects money to solve problems. And make sure Celeste gets guided to in bed rather than wandering around in the night. And before everyone goes to bed, or rather before Aurora goes to bed, paints everyone's faces.
Okay, I'm actually just reading through, like, a lot of the conversation around this was me having a private conversation with Ken in Discord while we were doing this, and it's like, Wanda probably hasn't gone far. He's just wandered out, feeling the earth under his hooves in the presence of many ponies, and probably gone and bought a really big funnel cake or something huge and greasy. Wanda is about to find out about overeating. Oh no, give me a fort check. Oh, No, I'm not giving you a 4 check. He will fail. That's fair. And that's fair with a capital F. That's being at a fair. He's eaten all the watermelon, slammed down a mug of cider, and then big and greasy. And yeah, it was just I'm trying to find the. And he was also like I'm noting to Ken that he is like 5 seconds away like during his like not feeling real or whatever, he was really close to just breaking down and telling everyone the truth about guidance.
Yeah.
Because guidance was also during like it's not mentioned a lot during here, but guidance didn't deal well with A, being pretty much immediately taken out during the time shenanigans, B, immediately summoned back as a water elemental, which he did not like, and then he was absent for a good bit after that, where Wanda was actually being really useful, which has again really put kick into Guidance's feeling useful.
Yeah.
And he also, when they found Ghostlight, when they found out about Ghostlight and that all got explained, yeah, Guidance was like, I remember nothing of this. This is we've found out my history, and I don't know if I'm a pony or not, and I'm having a bit of a breakdown here. So yeah, guidance is going through a lot through this whole period, and Wanda is becoming increasingly independent as guidance is becoming less and less useful, which is only cycling things worse.
But at least
But
everything
this is all stuff that none of the rest of the party is aware of, because either I'm communicating it directly to Ken or just internalizing it for myself. So
everybody's
Anyway,
got their things they're
apologies.
sitting on in this campaign.
Oh yeah,
No.
but you know which one I'm not sitting on? Goblins are real.
You've said so since the start of the game. Haven't been able to show us one yet.
They're there, damn it.
Are they?
Yes. Grabs you, which is particularly impressive without fingers.
I mean, she has telekinesis, so
That's true, but she didn't.
All right. That brings us to session 60, Return to Bridalshire.
I wonder what happens in this one.
Good question.
I'm guessing you return to Bridalshire.
What?
All right. Morning arrives in Canterkeep the day after the fair, and the party is still intact. And still slightly worse for wear. And now they are getting ready to... Yeah, okay. The party's really eager to travel, since putting everything with the Hounds of Tindalos behind them and having at least gotten a day to relax, relatively speaking, they leave, let's see, making a quick stop in Colton. Let's see. Right. They make a quick stop in Colton, and Janet leaves the group at this point, having gotten an urgent message from the cult of Celestia Ascendant that she's a member of. So she goes to take care of something off screen.
She has
Can we
been
just have
waiting.
one day without someone getting an urgent message from?
No.
I mean,
No, we've got like a
can.
month. We've got like a month to catch up, but
you can have a day without that, but there will be something else.
the consequences, bro. The consequences.
Look, it's a choice between urgent messages or Hounds of Tindalus. Your choice.
Oh, fine.
The group also has learned that Echo is actually currently in Bridalshire, it seems. If I'm reading this correctly. Anyway, the group travels after stopping in Colton. Let's see. All right. Initially, Wander is excited by the idea of seeing Echo, but immediately seems to pull in on himself. It's almost like something is going on with Wander right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It
We'll
is
be
a mystery.
fine.
Except
We'll be fine.
it is actually a mystery.
Yeah, it really is.
The party arrives in Bridalshire, finding that the village has been surrounded by a palisade wall, and with permanent stone already under construction behind it. Dawn Company banners hang at the gates of this wall, and guard towers rise in multiple directions. Inside, many of the buildings look new, others repaired, and the town layout feels more militarized than pastoral. Let's see. And it looks like there are no crops, no gardens. The homesteads, fields are largely gone. Excuse me. Seeming that the fields themselves had been burned in the assault on the town. The guards welcome them in, and let's see. And explain the situation that the the villagers had requested that Dawn Company stay and put up fortifications. Having survived the changeling assault, or hiveling assault, and now this attack on the town by, having survived this attack on the town too. Let's see. They also mentioned having a mayor, which prior to this, Bridalshire did not have a mayor, and now it does. Raspberry, the mayor who runs the inn. The mayor who runs the inn.
Official pun.
It's true. And immediately the group decides to head in to to meet with her. And the inn is looks rather weathered, like it's absorbed a lot of the attack, but still standing. Let's see. It's also pretty busy, more crowded than the village would normally seem to have had. A lot of familiar faces, as well as several strangers. Behind the bar is pincushion and behind the bar is pincushion and gilded tips, and surprisingly card trick. is there as well. Card trick
How
being.
bizarre.
Let's see. Pincushion.
Yeah, reading through this, I think at this point, Guidance had actually gotten to the point where he was saying, "I'm not gonna hang around with you generally. Call me if you need me," and was actually not wanting to be summoned unless they were actually in combat.
Yeah, I remember at one point it was at one point Guidance didn't want to be summoned, and at the other point Wander didn't want to summon Guidance. So it was like swapping between those at various points. Let's see, where's Gilded?
It's sad to see because they are both besties and like, you know, intertwined in a way that is beyond normal.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, and lastly, right. Oh, card trick. And raspberry. Card explains that she traveled here to help rebuild upon hearing what happened, and she offers to buy the group around. Happy to see the party undisappeared. I mean,
Us too.
yeah,
Right?
it's a good thing to be. Wander, quiet until now, asks the question, asks where Julia is. Gilded Tip reassures him Julia is fine, out of town during daylight doing scouting work for the mercenaries, and expected back around dusk. While they wait, Card Trick shares a story about the time that she was kidnapped by cultists in Saddleburg in the Undercity tunnels, which was a botched attempt involved to use her ritual magic because she wore a wizardly stage persona. And some foals that had been kidnapped there as well, and a rescue about it that still haunts her. Seems very familiar as a concept to this group at this point in time. G-card trick, why did you trauma dump on us like that?
This is the same man that I recall rescuing from a unicorn eater.
Yes.
It's just like, hey, Card Trick, can you stop being kidnapped for like 5 minutes?
Can you?
Yes. I'm pretty sure my party would level Cantor Keep if I disappeared there.
Shall we test that theory?
You're challenging the DM. Are you sure you want to go through with this action?
Just tell Grimoire that you're doing it, and you'll probably get her blessing.
I think the High King might have some words. While they wait, no, let's see. Raspberry then appears, tired, worn down, but wearing a smile big enough for the keep village from collapsing. Thank you for writing that, GPT. That's
Ominous.
Let's see. She explains that the town, despite all that's gone on, has decided to dig in and rebuild rather than flee or relocate elsewhere.
These are our lines, damn it! We're staying here.
Yeah. Let's see. When asked how she ended up being the mayor, she laughs and explains that she never wanted the job, but she never really had the option to refuse it. Let's see. Then she asks the party where they've been. The party explains time distortion, a wrong place, a month lost. It doesn't really satisfy Raspberry's curiosity, but she accepts it and confirms Julia was also very worried.
Look, have you ever heard the saying "the wrong place at the wrong time"?
That.
So that.
But like literally.
The wrong time in the wrong place. Let's see. And it is right then that Julia slams in through the indoors and glares the party down so hard after checking on Wander.
Look out, you got a spoon.
After checking with Wander, she turns her full attention on the rest of the party and demands a status report. Wander tries to explain what happened, but the explanation's too broad and too terrible to fit in a casual barroom summary. Let's see. Julia's face shifts through disbelief, anger, and unmistakable fear. Especially when she hears guidance still won't come out. Let's see. Raspberry recognizes the moment as being too public and too many people listening, so she has everyone move to the bar's back rooms. Away from the patrons, the party gives Julia a better, fuller explanation. Let's see. Having been dragged into another time, losing a month, and having monsters hunting them. And they delayed coming back because of the monsters hunting them. She admits her own month has been rough in a different way, having essentially taken on leadership for Dawn Company here in Canterkeep, working alongside Raspberry and Everbright to keep the village from falling apart. So then the party pivots to something else, to exactly what happened with Bridalshire. Raspberry answers that a gang of Shatterhorns came out of the forest, went to door, set buildings on fire, ransacked homes, all while searching for something specific. The leader was dressed differently, but Raspberry recognized her anyway. It was the Shatterhorn who the party had originally been hired to, the Shatterhorn that had hired the party to escort her to Bridalshire in the first place.
This displeases the Celest.
As it should. Let's see. The raiders stole something from Father Everbright. Radiant tried to stop them and paid for it with a knife wound across her muzzle. And let's see. But even more than that, Radiant had taken to run to Colton through the Far Reach Forest at night. Somehow. making it to Colton through the Far Reach Forest at night to reach the Knights Solar and Dawn Company. Everbright has not explained what was taken to anyone, not even to Julia. And let's see. It's here that Celeste decides that she needs to speak to Everbright right now.
A conversation will occur.
Conversation will occur. Let's see. Outside the inn, another Bridalshire threat? Another Bridalshire thread joins them. Link, the young swarmling, who, well, let's put Link in here.
Not so little anymore.
He's still pretty little.
Come to town.
4 months.
Stand him
Come to
next to
save.
Celeste.
The Princess Zelda.
I mean, Link, you do come to town.
Living up to that name, I see.
Well, I don't need to put Julia on there. Julia's already on there. But yes, Link is now larger. I mean, he's still clearly a child, but let's see. When Link and Wander meet this time, Link is in a, well, now appears as fully a pony, and mimics Wander completely as, two of them. Let's see. I mean, he mimics Wander's mannerisms, not his appearance. Let's see. It's after this the group leaves to go to Everbright's church. It's still pretty damaged. Rebuilding has been prioritized in homes and the walls of the village rather than the church. As the group is approaching, Everbright is standing outside of the church and sending a letter off by bird. He greets the party as they approach, and with something Celeste didn't expect, an apology. He acknowledges he assumed the worst on their first meeting and says he was wrong, though he still makes it clear why suspicion came so easily. He offers to talk while he works, cleaning debris around the graveyard grounds. And Celeste asks after Radiant, learns that she's not only healed, that she is now training as an initiate in the Knights Solar. Everybody admits he feels pride, but he's still scared for her. Celeste immediately goes in asking what happened. She wants to pursue the Shatterhorns, even if the trail is growing cold. And she feels responsible. Everybody listens, and after a long moment, confirms that, yes, he believes they stole something important, and he believes the party has earned the right to know. The raiders stole what he described as an antique lantern case. Originally something hidden in an alcove within the church back in the storerooms. At first glance, it seemed like it was unremarkable, sturdy, but nothing flashy. But it held properties that only stood out well over time. It never rusted, never dulled, and cobwebs, dust never touched it. And when it was lit, it never went out unless it was deliberately extinguished. Everbright made replicas and hung them around the church as ordinary lanterns, along with the original, to keep the presence of the original hidden. He later found the journal from an older shrinekeeper that treated the lantern case as a guarded secret, protected, concealed, and never really explained what it was. The Shatterhorns took the original and left immediately, after threatening to return and harm Radiant if Everbright ever spoke of it. Everbright admits that he was reluctant to tell anyone, and he doesn't have a clean lead. What he does have is a conclusion. A raid force that size of all Shatterhorns doesn't happen naturally. And Lantern didn't feel like a trophy. He thinks the Shatterhorns were hired. Someone wanted the lantern case. So the party takes that in: organized raiders, artifact theft, threats, intimidation, in a town that's now covered by walls. Before they leave, the group agrees to, let's see. The synopsis is not clear. It says they agreed to the immediate practical. And that's it. 1 second. Heartburn again. See. The Dawn Company defenses are strong enough that Everbright believes the village is safe for now. And Celeste apologizes to the party for taking on this pursuit without actually asking them. But no one argues. The town was burned, and the theft clearly matters. Party returns to the inn, and night passes more peacefully than the most nights have in the past few weeks. Warm beds, sweets provided by Raspberry, and a sense that not everything's currently falling apart. Whether things have already fallen apart is another issue. In the morning, the party decides to get more information. They ask the local guards, the local villagers, and let's see. They learn the Shatterhorns had dragged ponies from the homes, set fires, searched methodically, herded townsfolk to the inn, and threatened executions unless they found what they came for. Once the lantern case was taken, they withdrew into the night. Radiant pursued, and there was a massive flare of light, as if the sun had risen in the middle of the night. And when she returned, she had the cut on her snout. Tracking beyond the forest was too difficult, and the likely direction of the escape pointed to the road along the far reach, because clearly you wouldn't go into the far reach. Let's see. With that information, the party gets ready to leave, but Guy stays behind. Because he is done with them. He's done with this group.
That's fair. I will be right back.
Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity to get some drink.
Mm-hmm. Do we think we're gonna get through this whole season?
I don't know.
Right?
Perhaps.
We're about halfway. If we don't make it through this season, I will put a bookmark and we'll come back to it in 2 weeks, I guess.
Review will take as long as the review takes.
Oof.
That's it. My alarm goes off in about 6 hours.
6 hours.
The get up for work alarm.
Yeah. Okay. In that case,
Have a couple of hours is still good.
I mean, I'd rather leave you with more hours than fewer.
I'm used to daytime naps. I can daytime nap after work.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
There's an itch on the small of my back, and I don't have a fucking back scratcher here because it's not my house.
Also,
Have you
Rick
tried
doesn't have
using
to
your knife?
stay up late tomorrow because I'm not running my game tomorrow.
My kitty. No, I just pressed enter like 6 times because of a kitty. Stop that.
I noticed that because it showed up on the.
Yeah, I saw.
Hold up.
Kitty, no, come on, dang it.
But Kitty wants to join the chat.
Gray wants to cuddle, but he doesn't want to be held. He's taking a.
Cat.
Touch, but do not touch. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to ask you to make some maybe Control Z's.
Did I delete something?
It was moving moving around.
I have Control Z to all the things that was done by the kitty.
Okay, good. Okay. Back to this position here. All right, so Guy has left the party. And the group heads to leave town. Let's see.
I was muted, but I said good riddance.
Damn. Okay. Let's see. As the group is leaving, they find Julia on the road out of town with a large wagon. A large wagon with a team of ponies pulling it.
Boys.
Are these the retainers y'all still have?
No.
No.
No, they were a package deal with Julia.
These are Julia's
It's
boys.
her kids.
Oh, I see.
Also known as. Okay, they're not actually the reason that I do not allow the leadership feat. I just think
But it's close.
it has problems.
It do.
The leadership feat is fine if you're prepared for it from the beginning of the campaign for it to be a thing.
Leadership.
It's if you're
Leadership.
not leadership.
Call for the lamb. Presence
I
known.
am fine with the leadership feat, depending.
More minions to portray rather than minion army.
Now consider Wanda taking the leadership feat.
Let's not.
It's all just guidance.
It's all just
I was
guidance.
gonna say, how many guidances will he summon?
Or rather, it's Julia tries to join the group, and then a large wagon pulled by a group of ponies who run up to Julia and greet her as boss. Before the group, Julia tries to send them away, but they refuse. So they leave the group with, or Julia leaves with the group and her boys. To be clear, they're not hers. They're, I guess, adopted.
She says, we are not sure.
And that ends the session 60. Which brings us to session 61, debriefing with Echo.
Are the boys octuplets? Like, I know they're probably not, but just
I mean, yes and no. Other boys' ponies.
oh dear, oh no, oh they do look a lot like Link.
Catching on?
Creatures.
I am. Moving on. Episode 61.
Okay, so Echo has not moved to Bridalshire at this point. No, by the way, the boys are Blueberry, Chepignon, Cherry Twin, Lemon Drop, Parsley Stock, Raspberry Cider, and Sugar Plum. Oh, and Sweet Basil.
I must admit, as you quoted through them, I'm just imagining someone on a fighting game stream just like going through the alternate.
Yeah. Through the costumes. Okay. The group arrives at Colton and heads to the Daydreamer Inn. Echo had delivered instructions to meet him there. He's not casually asking, he specifically wants a debriefing. He wants to know what the hell's going on. Let's see. At the end, the group falls... Let's see. It falls into familiar rhythms. All-nighter, half asleep at the counter, confirms Echo just arrived and is in the back, reading reports. Nudges them towards the kitchen to say hello to Bedbug. The kitchen reunion is warm and briefly normal, and Bedbug is thrilled, proudly announcing the place is ratless, and promises the party that they'll have to tell her everything later. Let's see. Then the group goes to meet with Echo, with Wander specifically being the one to knock on the door. Echo meets Wander in the room with a powerful hug. Hits like an anchor dropped into place. Thank you, Synopsis, for that. He welcomes everybody and notes the new faces. Link and Julia's boys, and asks most asks directly, what happened?
How you doing, guys? What's up?
What the fuck?
Beans
You
spilled
alright?
now.
Party gives a cleaned up version of the whole nightmare. Space-time fissure, a dreamlike stasis, hounds followed the back to ordinary reality. Celeste narrates the broad shape of it. Aurora gives additional details. Echo listens with a kind of frown that suggests he's already translating the story into policy questions. Echo asks the group, are they sure the hounds are handled? And the group,
No.
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 The group's pretty sure. And as the last question, where's guidance? Wander didn't like that.
Don't worry about it. Wanda.
Guidance answer, or what? Guidance answers. Wander answers, guidance isn't feeling well. Party doesn't really elaborate, and Echo is concerned. Julia presses, let's see, making the connection with how he stopped appearing. And Wander is way too quick to answer. And the room is very obviously, everyone in the room is easily able to tell that Wander is dodging the question.
Yeah, 24 charisma only gets you so far. Sorry, mate.
It's true.
When you've got no ranks in deception.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Dinner arrives then, before everything gets too out of hand, with a veggie stew and personal cakes. She made clear to make cakes for literally everyone. Well, meanwhile, Wander's cake is very obviously the biggest of the group. She reads the silence and quietly withdraws.
Nope. I'm out.
Let's see. Echo decides to change the line of questions. And the official business. With Lady Dawnstar's permission, he's organized transfer ownership of the Bridalshire fortification to the party's official troop, which is very clearly a promotion and a small thank you for everything that's been done. Let's see. Essentially, they are property owners of the Bridalshire branch of Dawn Company. Which means that from this point forward, the group will be receiving stipends from the Dawn Company branch in Bridalshire. The missions and such that have been undertaken, they get their cut from that branch. It also means they're going to need somebody from the group to run it. And Julia specifically accepts for the group so that the group doesn't have to, maintain position there. Excuse me. Then, after that's all taken care of, Echo asks where the group plans to go next. And Celeste answers that they want to go after the Shatterhorns. That what happened in Bridalshire can't be ignored. And that Ashley also specifically has a certain need to visit home. And then Aurora reminds everybody that they also promised help Wander look into his past. It's then that Wander pulls out the small book he'd carried and shows Echo a dedication tied to the name Ghostlight. He explains to Echo that someone recognized him as Ghostlight and that the pony was kind, but he doesn't remember that being that pony. Echo's quietly thrilled about the whole deal, but he's concerned, puzzled by Wander's worries, his fear about it. So he asks whether it sparked any memory at all, and Wander's answer is complicated. He wants to learn more, but he doesn't feel safe stepping into life on strength of just a name alone. Aurora tries to help steady him, says Wander is Wander now, and memory doesn't erase identity. It just adds to it. Ashley says, you can figure out who you are now, and then you reach backwards. Julia circles back to something else. Did Guidance remember something? Is that why he's refusing to show his face? Which may be the wrong answer, or the wrong question.
Oh, no, I think it's exactly the right question.
Wander flinches hard enough to make the question, make the question echo. He denies it, but something about the denial sticks. Would he, and Echo asks, would Guidance want to be there to talk about it? And Wander answers, Guidance told him to call him only when violence is needed. Echo, the debrief continues from there, and the group tries to recover from that conversation. Echo provides what intelligence he has on the Shadowhorns, the raiders scattered after Bridalshire, not traveling in any consistent groups. A Shadowhorn matching Radiant's description, the description of the Shadowhorn that Radiant fought, was reportedly spotted at an Arcana campus in Canterkeep. But no trace of them was found afterwards. Some suggest that a few went north past Saddleburg, but it's very difficult to track down any more information than that. When Celeste tells the name of the Shadowhorn that they escorted, Spiral Twist, Echo explains that there's no records of any such pony with that name. The contract identity looks like it was probably an alias. Let's see. Celeste insists that they still know her face, and Echo agrees it's something, even if it's not a clean handle. As the night winds down, Echo arranges for suites at the Daydreamer Inn and all-nighter for the party's stay.
Sweet.
He asks Wander to meet him for breakfast the next morning. Invitation that actually does cheer Wander up. In a way that nothing else so far has managed today. Let's see. Echo then gives a stern warning. If the party heads north through the pass, they should not fly those mountains. The wind currents are lethal. They part on professional warmth and personal worry. So, let's see. Julia makes sure Echo has crucial logistical asides. She now has 9 supporters traveling under her. Not officially part of the combat squad, but important for headcount and future search scenarios. Echo makes a note of it, and the party is left with meals meal's worth of comfort. Okay. And that ends session 61. Which brings us to session 62. Wow. Okay. The Exposition Expedition.
You chose these names.
That is the first time I've really stumbled under this.
It's there. Still. Did this to yourself.
You never expected to actually have to speak them out loud.
Oh, no. I knew I was going to have to speak them out loud. Let's see. Group starts session. Let's see. Over the night, the group had some vivid dreams. Aurora Aurora awakes with a dream of Everfree, lit by fireworks. Smoke and celebration looks increasingly like something darker the longer he watches. Celeste wakes shaken by a dream of an eternal sunrise, radiant and overwhelming. Wander wakes to a sky of swirling stars, formations rising, collapsing in an endless in front of countless unseen watchers. Julia dreams of Bridalshire packed wall to wall with ponies and boats, crowding the sea beyond. Ashley dreams. Let's see. Ashley dreams of a presence coiled around her home, and a clear pull of Discord's feasts of fools calling her home. Morning travel begins under a clear sky, but the conversation sticks on the dreams they've had. Ashley, unusually direct, telling the group that she has at most 2 weeks to reach Dr. Lopez for the Feast of Fools. She does not explain every detail. Her posture makes the stakes obvious. Attending is not optional in practice. She offers the troop a choice: travel with her and accept her home as the next destination, or split paths with the risk that Discord's attention... Who's highlighting? Please stop.
Not me this time.
Take full responsibility.
Let's see. Travel with her to accept her home as the next destination, or split paths with the risk of Discord's attention falls on them. Aurora recognizes the pattern. The group's dreams have stopped feeling like coincidence. He starts taking notes, asking each member what they saw and how it felt, trying to build a framework that might separate the anxiety out of it. I'm going to not say exactly what this is written as, because some of this is so dumb. Celeste attempts to interpret her sunrise as a sign of Celestia's warmth and favor, but she's very clearly rattled. And even looking at the sun feels wrong for a while.
Yeah, I remember that that one. Celeste was not dealing well with that at all.
You ever just look at the, one of the prime objects of your worship and be like,
Don't like that.
oh, not feeling good about it lately.
I like how this synopsis paraphrased what that sunrise was actually like, because it's a lot more horrifying in description. Let's see. Party keeps moving. Travel days towards Canterkeep pass quietly enough. In fact, so quiet that the group is kind of suspicious about it. By the time Canterkeep rises ahead on noon, the troop has agreed on an immediate plan and immediate taking a drink. On an immediate plan, gather information, buy what they need for the road, and pursue any Shatterhorn lead that they can without burning too many days. The party splits up at the city, and Aurora heads to the librarian and meets with Erudite, who helps direct him to divination and dream lore. Aurora finds that prophetic dreams can originate from gods, powerful spirits, or even just the will of the magic, and sometimes manifest as disorienting future memories. He also notices a haunting practical pattern. An earlier shared dream and this new dream cluster both occurred at the same inn, suggesting location can matter, or this specific location matters.
Y'all took Stone up to this inn.
What's that?
Said y'all took Stonehoof to this inn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the end's not the problem.
Well, isn't it?
The inn has only ever done good things for you so far.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, if they take you to stay at the inn in Canterkeep, then you might need to be concerned.
Prepare.
That place has only ever given us problems.
Celeste, meanwhile, asks around about Shatterhorn and gets odd stares. Until one citizen romances a broken horn pony heading towards the Arcanum campus. Celeste goes there, attempts a disguise, and immediately runs into being recognized.
Instant failure.
Still, she asks...
No, not my forte.
That's why we have Ashley.
That's true. She does, however, find some information. A masked necromancer apprentice routes her towards a bespectacled student who confirms that he saw a Shatterhorn crossing campus at night, moving towards the First Circle Manors, though he can't say where they went after. As Celeste walks the campus, a silver sphere marked with the house divination follows her. Openly and
Rude.
not at all trying to hide.
It get observed.
It begins to glow and rings like a bell, or speaking in Grimoire's voice. Grimoire invites Celeste to her solarium, and the Arcanum's... Let's see. Not reading that. Celeste is invited to Grimoire's solarium. In Grimoire's sunlit chamber, Celeste explains that the whole situation with Bridalshire's raid, a stolen lantern case, and the need to stop the Shatterhorns before more villages get burned. Grimoire takes the matter seriously, and she can't conjure a Shatterhorn on demand, but offers something more useful, resources and influence to begin tracking where the raiders went. But in return, Grimoire wants help with a separate request. In Saddleburg, a young goat noble named Surefoot is looking for an ancient city of alicorns that he believes is buried somewhere in the Saddleburg Mountains. Grimoire considers that the discovery to be extremely historically important and asks that Celeste's troop to take on the job to escort him through the mountains because they're very dangerous. Celeste agrees and to bring the offer to her companions, noting that the route towards Dactylopus is already passes through Saddleberg, and they can deliver an answer directly. Ashley works on her own quiet preparations, sending word ahead so her home is not blindsided by a full troop of Dawn Company mercenaries arriving at her home. Let's see. Group also gets their finances in order. Aurora sells some crafted amulets to keep some coin. And the party reconvenes and let's see. Reconvenes. They buy a small stack of ancient history volumes as a reference for the road to study.
Basically, the bookworms trying to out-bookworm each other.
Reading has some, let's see. They're specifically reading about the early settlers of Welara fleeing from Discord under Hope Rise, and a goat nation that precedes Welara's original formal founding. Ruins older than both of them, and certain goblin stories that appear in the early history of Welara as either usually interpreted as possible propaganda or maybe as literal threat. Soon the troop leaves Cantor Keep and heads north. Traveling feels calm, or it remains calm at least. And on the road, the party uses their new books. Let's see, reading their new books, discussing old depiction of goblins, which portrayed as pony-shaped but very wrong, and likely are exaggerations meant to communicate betrayal more than anything else.
Celeste had
See?
differing opinions.
Fly away.
I imagine that my reaction at the time was identical to
The books also tell of ancient ruins made of black and white marble, stripped of precious inlays long ago. Those inlays, however, were silver or gold. Let's see. Suggesting that the buildings were larger and grander than anything ever made by the ponies who live in Welara, or by the goats who preceded them. By the time they reach the northern crossroads, the choice is pretty straightforward. The road through the mountains lead towards Saddleberg, which aligns with Celeste's new obligation, so they choose that direction. Although this is poorly written, the road to Dactylopus actually goes through the mountains of Saddleberg, so it's all the same direction. One moment. With nightfall, they reach the city of Corningham, where they stop the night to rest, and that's all that can be said about Corningham. I think it's
Certainly exists.
the
That
city.
was a silly place.
The city exists. It's noted for being
Fair.
it's it's noted for being
Sorry.
an important for being big on woodcraft there's not really. I never like actually made a map for Corningham compared to most of the cities. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. And that closes out session 62. It is nearing 5:30.
Sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right, how much? We've got 7 sessions to go. That's
A bit rough.
yeah. Let's see.
I mean, we can call it here.
Yeah,
And-
I'm considering whether I want to call it here or if I want to try to call it after this or. Okay. You know what? I think we'll go ahead and call it here, and I will make a note here.
The next session, it's Ashley time. Yay.
Won't you take me to sleep down?
I'm gonna have that stuck in my head, for fuck's sake.
You're welcome.
It's almost like that was
Okay.
his goal.
Okay, I make a note of it in there. We ended on session 62. When we come back in 2 weeks, it will be session 63. No flying.
I remember that one.
Does Zirra know what happened to Celeste in session 63?
Nothing happens to less than section 63 and now.
You'll find out in good time.
In 2 weeks. Or if you read the log, I don't know. Are there logs from that one? I don't know.
I mean, there's the log that
Yeah, give me
Ben is
the
reading
sign
from,
up.
so
there is
the actual log
Mangled
stopped getting
type
posted early in this season.
Nothing happened to Celeste and Ba Sing Se.
I look forward to the next time we get back to this.
I enjoy it. No, it's Ba Sing Se. It's goats.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Shit, damn, yeah.
Missed one there. What did you great?
Okay, I want to thank you all for joining me for this recap. I know that these are taking a while, but I still think they're kind of important at least to get.
It's nice to hear back from what we were up to.
Yeah.
And
Like, I
there are a
completely
few things
forgot
that
that
I had
we-
completely forgotten that were, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The
same.
worth
Like I forgot that we actually summoned the dogs to attack them. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
See, they were not on
anyone-
Ashley's mind. They're like side notes.
Did anyone actually get a follow up from the Arcanum about the studying they did of the dogs?
We've been busy, okay?
This is fair.
We'll just make a smaller one, and we'll have that as a companion, and we'll study that one.
Oh.
If it's trying to kill us, it's fair. It's a small doggy. What's the worst thing
Chihuahua
can
of
happen?
Tindalos.
Oh, we're thinking about
oh, I hate it. Oh. Absolutely hateful.
Well, to be fair, Chihuahuas and the Hounds of Tyndallus look about as unnatural as each other, right? Both are things that should not exist.
I mean,
There's a clip I have of someone of a group playing what's it call it? The Blood on the Clock Tower, a social deduction game. and they'd been doing it online for a very long time because of COVID stuff, but they finally got the money and everything together to do it in person. And the first time they played it, the evil team won just an absolute sweep. Like, not a single one of them died. They were never suspected through the whole thing, and they just completely wiped the floor with the other team. And one of the other team, as they're sitting there just dancing around joyfully, just absolutely hateful with a massive smile on his face. that line sweeps through my head, honestly.
Fair.
All right. I'm gonna scoot. It's getting me late and I'm tired.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
going to cut the recording here.
Have a good night,
Ciao.
Good night.
Have a good
Sleep
night.
well.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
I'm enjoying these recaps. Again, I think I mentioned before, I imagine this is like stuff that happens that, like, when we're resting around campfires or in rooms or whatever.
This is absolutely the group explaining things to Stonehoof.
Stonehoof has seen some of the reports, but now you guys are going into a little bit more detail on things. He's like, I see. The world hates you all. I will try to help.
Ugh. Hey, stopping recording now.